What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another Dragon Blitz video. I hope everybody's doing well. It's definitely been a little bit of time since I've made a video, but here we're back. We're making another one. This is going to be short. Lots of stuff to talk about today, so let's definitely dive into it. So if you go to our events, you have your Adventure Sanctuary event where you can get a lot of resources. Definitely do this quite a bit, especially if you're doing Katarina's content, because that's basically what this is targeted for. Lots of good stuff here. Essences, your enchant stones, just so many good things. Water essences. We'll dive more into that later. You have your guild tournament. Make sure you join. Free rubies. Have fun. It's nothing too crazy. Except to always get into more content is definitely great. Call of Ruler event. Make sure when you're mining to find the new hero. She can spawn a few times throughout the day. I think I fought her maybe 3 or 4 times because I got lucky. So make sure you're fighting there so you can get her armor. Most definitely, most important, her armor, her weapons, her accessories, stuff like that. Everything else it's a bonus, but you definitely want to be doing that for sure. Your Zodiac event, make sure you're doing all of your events that require you to do your Zodiac event so you can get lots of rubies. I just got like 150,000 rubies for doing my Zodiac missions for my dailies and stuff like that, so that's quite great. Make sure you're onto that. Make sure you're encouraging your heroes, ready to show them some love and support. Your Caledon event, make sure you're doing that. I'm still charging up my Caledon from the previous event, so I really can't partake into this event just yet. And your roulette event, make sure you are doing this. All of the stuff here are so simple, so you shouldn't be missing out on either of these. I don't really care for the Master League PvP. I just do the couple ones and then call it a day after that. So make sure you are jumping into that for sure. You get a lot of great rewards from this event alone, so make sure you are doing that. I'm going to save up my clovers. I'll probably either get origin, well, probably not origin crystals, probably just some packs, some summons for the next hero that's coming out. So up to you how you want to do that, but make sure you're jumping into that as well. Then you have your Icebox collection event. Make sure you're tuning into this as well. I've done quite a bit of these. We're going to be doing more, getting more resources from the Challenger Dungeon so we can get that 400k rubies. We do need that for sure, so make sure you are jumping into that as well. Sorry for the pop-up. So yeah, make sure you are definitely doing that. Obviously our events are ended, so when it comes to Katarina, lots of cool stuff happening here. Now, what today's video is about, this is going to be kind of a short one, is should you spend your ruby resources on resources in the game? And what do I mean by that is when you come to the shop and you're able to spend your rubies on stuff. That's what I mean. So stuff here, is that a good idea or not to spend your rubies here instead of saving them or spending them on heroes and stuff like that, or just anything else in general? Well, that really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. And the reason why I say we're going to dive into more about Katarina is because when you're trying to restore memories, they cost a lot of star essences. Plus, whenever you're trying to train certain skills from either 3 characters here, some of them do require star essences outside of restoring memories. So that's something you can get at the shop, as we just saw here. Star essences, you get 120 for 30,000 rubies. We're talking probably a little over 100,000 rubies just for an okay amount. In most cases, when you restore memories, we're talking like a little over 2,000, a little over 17, 1,800, and you have to constantly stack up your essences just to restore memories. Especially if you're not farming for this stuff, you're gonna need magnifying glasses to do that as well. So there's just so much stuff you're gonna need whenever you're trying to grind and do stuff of that nature. So that's the challenging part. If you need to spend your resources, if you need to get magnifying glasses, if you need to get ion potions, if you just need to get enchant stones, like there's so many things that you can get with your resources. That it's up to you if you should spend them or not. You got your Crystal of Fate, you got your Origin Crystals. You only get 2 for 30,000. That's not very much. Your Transcendent Skill Reset. That's probably important. I keep forgetting to buy those, actually. Then you have your Goddess Memories, your gold too. You have rubies you can spend on these. Like, is it worth doing that or not? And to me, not really. Katarina, maybe she kind of gets away with it, but everything else is no, because you can earn those things just by playing the game. Some people don't play the game as much, so they can be lacking in everything of all the resources, and their rubies are the only thing they can spend. Well, you got to be careful when you spend your rubies on resources like this, because you can earn them very easily. Now, the best time to spend rubies is when you're mining. Obviously, when you're mining, that's kind of like the best time to spend rubies, because it's actually worth it here, because you reset your shoes. You reset your shoes, you can go in here and fight and grind out your levels for your heroes. Now, that's actually more important than probably most things you can spend rubies in the game in thus far, until they allow us to have more options to spend rubies. I think that this is like the best thing to spend your rubies on, other than like your packs, like your summons. Yeah, those are pretty good too. Buyer collections aren't really the greatest. They make your character look different. That's probably like the best thing that they offer. But yeah, just going through the shop and going through your summons, and also other resources too, we're going to talk about here in this video as well, because we ain't even gotten to that part yet. So when it comes to your summons, it's definitely worth opening these up as well for your packs, because you do get the Gaia shard, the Gaia like shard thingies up here at the top, the silver and gold ones, the Gaia coins. You do get to spend those at the shop as well. So it's definitely worth spending your rubies down here as well. We're going to add this to this video too, because it's a part of the shop. But your collections, I wouldn't really waste spending them on. And obviously, the more rubies you spend, the more coins you get here. The resources here is where I'm spending as well. Now, it does take a lot of time to acquire this stuff too, because you have to spend rubies, spending packs, getting these over time. You accumulate a lot of these over time whenever a new hero comes out, because you're going to be spending lots and lots of rubies. So saving your coins for this stuff is actually really important too. This is where you should be spending stuff at, other than your rubies, because you get a lot here. You get a decent amount of magnifying glasses for 1470. That's not too terrible. You go to the shop, you're spending tons of rubies. What is it, 18,000 for, I think, what, 18 or 15, somewhere around there we just saw. That's quite a bit for just hardly any magnifying glasses. Then you have your stones here. You get more of a selection here when it comes to resources. Even though these are harder to get because you have to spend rubies to obtain these, you obtain rubies faster. You obtain these a lot more if you have heroes that are maxed out, and you get hero cards. You can basically, transmute them over into a different currency, which the currency we're looking at now. So yeah, when it comes to spending those kind of resources here, you want to spend these here. All this stuff is great. You will need everything that's displayed here. It's not a bad price, but everything else when it comes to the shop, to me, it's not worth it too much. It just depends on what your goals are. Now, I like buying the gold boxes every day. I don't spend too much gold, so that helps. But depending on what your goals are, it's not worth buying stuff here. Depending on what you're trying to do, it may be worth buying here. This is just my thoughts on that. I hope they increase the shop, increase all the stuff here to give us better rewards. I hope they implement new rewards for us to spend our rubies on, other than our heroes, because they're lacking in that kind of section. I mean, the newest thing is the Transcendent Skill Reset. That's pretty awesome, but I just hope they add more stuff to the game where we can spend our rubies and stuff on, because other than that, they just kind of stockpile and go into our heroes, which does help. But over time, we kind of want new stuff to kind of go, with that in the long way. And the game is in a healthy spot right now. I just hope they implement more to help us spend our rubies other than our heroes, and to just have a more enjoyable time in the game. But make sure you're doing all your events. The new hero might be coming out probably soon. I'll get information from my boy Flash about that, hopefully. And I'll bring that here to you guys as well. But that's today's video. We'll be making another one very soon. I just want to get that out the way for newer players who are coming in too, and even returning players who are coming in, because even though you get a lot of rubies, they go pretty fast. So when you spend them, make sure you're spending a lot on hero summons, and spend a lot here. Everything here is actually worth getting. Everything. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you like it, and until next time, I will see you for the next one.